Hello, and welcome to the next video lecture of magnetron oscillator. So today I will be discuss regarding the cyclotron angular frequency of magnetron oscillator, okay, as well as one problems related to magnetron oscillator. So let me write that one, cyclotron angular frequency, okay. Cyclotron angular frequency of magnetron oscillator. So let me derive it directly, the things related to the cyclotron angular frequency. Although I am not explaining again and again regarding the magnetron oscillator, anyway it is very clear in the previous video lecture how the magnetron oscillator is been working, okay. So let me proceed with the cyclotron cyclotron angular frequency, okay. So let the magnetic field, as I told you, the magnetic field is normal to the even in the case of magnetron oscillator. You can see that once we are viewing the magnetron oscillator from the top view, we can see that the magnetic field is facing towards you. That means the magnetic field is normal to the motion of electron that travel in a cylindrical path, okay. That is very clear, that I have already explained that one. So I write that one, the magnetic field is normal to the motion of electron, okay, motion of electron that travels in a cylindrical path, that travels in a cylindrical path, okay. So the outward centrifugal force outward, that is the force that is acting in the outward, that centrifugal force will be equal to the pulling force. So I write that one, and that is given by mv square by r equal to e v into p. The outward centrifugal force is equal to the pulling force, okay. So that I will write it as mv square by r equal to e v into b, where r is nothing but the radius of the cylindrical path, radius of the or cycloidal path, and v is nothing but the tangential velocity of the electron, tangential velocity of the electron, okay. So the cyclotron angular frequency sorry, the angular frequency that already you know, omega c, that I have been explaining here. The cyclotron angular frequency of the circular motion of the electron, that can be written in the form as omega c is nothing but v by r, okay. The cyclotron angular frequency of the circular motion one minute, of the circular motion of the electron is given by omega c is nothing but V by R. So from this equation, that is this one, I can write mv square by R is nothing but EVB. So V and V get cancelled. So mv by R is nothing but EB. So V is nothing but EBR by M. That is clear. So if I substitute V here, what is omega C? That is EBR by M into R. R and R get cancelled. So ultimately it will be EB by M. Clear? So omega C is nothing but EB by M. I think it is clear for you. Okay. So now the time period or the period of one complete revolution of electron, okay, can be expressed as that is T is nothing but 2 pi by omega, which is nothing but omega is nothing but EB by M. So it will be 2 pi by EB by M, which is nothing but 2 pi M by E into B. I think it's clear. Okay. Now I write you are the slow-wave structure that is being used in magnetron oscillator, cyclotron magnetron oscillator. The slow wave structure that is closed or on itself, or I can call it as a re-entrant cavities or re-entrant. Okay. So in that condition, oscillations are possible. If the total phase shift around the structure is an integral multiple of 2 pi radii. That also I have explained that in the previous case. Okay. So oscillations are possible if the total phase shift, as I told you, total phase shift around the structure is an integral multiple of 2 pi radian. Okay, integral multiple of 2 pi radians. So if there are n re-entrant cavity in the anode structure, what happens? The phase shift between the two adjacent cavity can be expressed in the form of phi n is nothing but 2 pi n pi n. Okay. I will write if there are capital N re-entrant cavities in the anode structure, if there are n re-entrant cavities in the anode structure, the phase shift between the two adjacent anode cavities can be expressed as phi n is nothing but 2 pi n by n. Okay, where n is integer indicating the nth mode of oscillation. Integer indicating the nth mode of oscillation. Okay. So in order for oscillation to be produced in the structure, the anode DC voltage must be adjusted so that average your rotational velocity of the electron, that is correspond to the phase velocity of the field in the Slowik structure. Okay, that should be taken in order to have the oscillation to be produced in the magnetron oscillator. Okay, so I will write that one. That is one minute. In order for oscillation to be produced in the structure, the anode DC voltage must be adjusted so that what happens, average rotational velocity of the electron, so that average rotational velocity of the electron corresponds to the phase velocity of the field, phase velocity of the field in the Slowik structure. Okay. So now the magnetron oscillator are normally operated in the pi mode, that already you know. Okay. In general, magnetron oscillators are, I will write this, ordinarily operated in the pi mode. Okay. So I can write phi n equal to pi. Clear? Now, if I take L is the mean separation between the cavities, then your phase constant of the fundamental mode field, I can write as a beta naught is nothing but 2 pi n by capital N into L. Okay, write that one. If capital L is the mean separation between cavities, the phase constant of the fundamental mode field, I will write mode field, is given by capital beta naught is nothing but 2 pi n by n into L. I will call this as equation A. Okay. So now the travelling wave field, of the Slowik structure may be obtained by solving the Maxwell equation. Okay, the travelling wave field of the Slowik structure may be obtained by solving Maxwell equation subject to boundary condition, subjected to boundary condition. Okay. So for that purpose, I will take only that solution for 5 component only. Directly I am writing here, not I am solving all these things. Solution for 5 component of the electric field is given by just 1 minute. Is given by E phi naught is nothing but j E1 e raised to j omega t minus beta naught into phi. Okay, call this equation B. Okay, where E1 is constant. E1 is a constant term. Okay, and beta naught is given by equation A. You can see that beta naught is given by equation A. Okay, so the traveling field of the fundamental mode that travels around the structure, with angular velocity is given by d phi by dt is given by omega b by b naught, where d phi by dt can be found out. D phi by dt can be found by equation B. Okay. So if you are differentiating this one, you will get the d phi by dt. Okay. So I'll write the last point. When the cyclotron frequency of the electron becomes equal to the frequency of the field, then the interaction between the field and electrons occur and the energy is being transferred. So that is why I have written that both the what you call as angular frequency as well as the cyclotron frequency. So when the cyclotron frequency of the electron is equal to angular frequency of the field is equal to angular frequency of the field, what happens? The interaction between the field and electron occurs and the energy is transferred. Okay, and the energy is transferred, and that frequency is given by omega c is nothing but beta naught d phi by dt. Keep in mind. Okay, beta naught d phi by dt. So this is something regarding the cyclotron angular frequency of magnetron oscillator. So I will just give you one problems related to this one. Okay, just 1 minute. Okay, I'll take one problem and we'll substitute that problem here. Just take one problem. A numerical problem related to cyclotron magnetron. Okay. So the first one, an expand pulsed cylindrical magnetron has the following parameter. Parameters. Okay. Has the following what you call as operating parameters. I will write it as operating parameters. Okay. So the first one is anode voltage. Which is nothing but V naught, is nothing but 26 kilovolt. Next is beam current, that is I naught is nothing but 27 ampere. Magnetic flux density, that is B naught, which is nothing but 0.336 Weber per meter square. Radius of cathode cylinder, that is A is about 5 centimeter, and radius of vane edge to center, that is B equal to 10 centimeter. You have to compute cyclotron angular frequency. Okay. So I will write the solution for the same. You have omega c is nothing but E by m B naught, which is nothing but 1.759 into 10 raised to 11 into 0.336, which is nothing but that will be nearly 5.911 into 10 raised to 10 radian. Okay. So now the cutoff voltage for a fixed P naught is given by V naught C is nothing but you write that equation. I will write that directly 1 by 8, 1.759 into 10 raised to 11, 0.336 square, 10 into 10 raised to minus 2 square, 1 minus 5 square by 10 square the whole square. Okay. I think that equation I have written in the yesterday's class. That is what is nothing but V naught C. If you want, I will write somewhere here. The equation is somewhat V naught C is nothing but E by 8m B naught square B square into 1 minus A square by B square. This is the equation. In this equation only I have substitute this one. Okay. So that you will get 139 point something, 139.50 kilovolt. Okay. Next, the the cutoff magnetic field, the cutoff magnetic flux density, cutoff magnetic flux density for a fixed V naught is given by that already you know B naught C. Okay, so equation for B naught C, I think somewhere here you have written what is nothing but no, B naught C is nothing but 8 V naught m by E raised to 1 by 2 by B into 1 minus A square by B square. This is equation for the same. So I will substitute the values. The cutoff magnetic flux density, which is nothing but 8 into V naught is 26 into 10 raised to 3 into 1 by 1.759 into 10 raised to 11 raised to 1 by 2 divided by, or I will write in the form of raised to minus 1, okay, into 10 into 10 raised to minus 2 B 1 minus A square is nothing but 5 square, B square is nothing but 10 square raised to minus 1. So it becomes nearly 14.459 meter Weber per meter square. Okay. So these are the some of the problems related to Weber per meter square. Okay. Problems related to the cyclotron angular cyclotron magnetron oscillator. Okay, magnetron oscillator. So in the next video lecture, I will explain something regarding the output efficiency, output power, and efficiency of a magnetron oscillator. Thank you for watching this video. Just take down the things what I have explained to you here. So if any doubts, just ask me. Okay, thanks.